Hey guys, what's up? It's Kathy and I'm here with another Hip Kit Club process video, and I'm just going to give you as a heads up that I'm the only one home today watching my three kids on because it's summer vacation. So I apologize if there's a lot of noise and stuff going on. Um, I'm just kind of hoping that they chill long enough, but I can already sense that my daughter's going to come running here any minute now. Anyway, so for my project this week, my theme was make it masculine, and I was immediately inspired by two things. One, that Anchor like manufacturer's strip that was on the bottom of the Jen Hadfield Everyday paper, and I think it was Jen Hadfield. Well, it was Pebbles either way. And then I was also inspired by the wood grain because it's a diagonal, and I immediately thought, okay, I'm going to do stripes. It was very similar to a, oh, what is it called? A sketch that Ashley Horton put up back in May for the International Scrapbooking Day Challenge. And she had this one where she had stripes going vertically, going down, like pointing down the page. Anyway, so I turned it on its side because it matched better with the flow, like with the movement of my picture and everything. So I decided to grab all the papers I could that kind of went with what I wanted. And I used the uh, both sides of that everyday paper, so the polka dot and the polka dot chevron, and the branding strip, and the green, like the lime greeny kind of color from the pink paisley, the opposite side of that patchwork one, and then the white with the black polka dots that's from the exclusives. So I'm just kind of showing you. I've taped them down, and I'm showing you how they're going. So it took me a day or so to stitch all of them down because I was hand stitching, and I put a big chunk of the white polka dot in there as well. I just liked it a bit more, and then so I stitched them all down with green, like a lime green, and then kind of ruffled up the edges. And then I took my white dilutions and just put little white specks of paint everywhere. And I really like how that turned out. So for my picture, it's my son Reese, and he has just started crawling now. And so there's even more work to be done now in preventing him from getting into everything. But I liked the idea of this kind of mimicking arrows, and the only thing I did was put vellum behind the picture. Usually I layer many layers of papers behind it, but because I have so many papers going on in my background, I don't need to. So in retrospect, I probably should have glued this all down with hot glue because of the way that the background is, and with the stitching and me kind of distressing all the stripes. It takes a lot to get this stuff to stick down. But anyway, so I grabbed everything I could that matched my theme. So anything that was black, navy blue, teal, white, or kind of a green, I grabbed. Include, like, out of the ephemera, I used some of the what are they called? Project Life cards, which I usually try to reserve for Project Life, but they matched so well, and I liked the little sayings on them, like how the green one says "this week" because it's like this week, this is what happened, and photo of the day, and I like that sentiment, and I love that tag with the teal and the navy blue and the green and the white, and this is kind of, I think that was honestly some of my jumping off point too, was just wanting to use that tag. So wanting to use colors like that. And usually I'm not a stickler for having to stick with like just a certain amount of colors and not branching out beyond that. But in this case, because those were the only colors I used in the stripe, I just wanted to maintain that color scheme. So I didn't try to deviate too far from this color scheme, and it really did keep it masculine. And I have no problem using pinks or peaches or whatever in my masculine layouts, but these colors worked so well together that I didn't mind using them. So I took the Jelly Bean Soup placemats and I cut out the seriously um, for the top. So it's like, seriously, this week? Like, oh my gosh, you started crawling, and now I have to be even more diligent. I can't just like take him outside with me or set him down somewhere and then that be it. And he had surgery a couple weeks ago, and so he's not allowed to be in his exosaucer or his like bumbo type chair or anything. So, or a high chair or anything. I mean, the only thing we're really allowed to put him in is his car seat. So it's been trying. Thankfully, he's going to be allowed to go into some of that stuff soon because he's really been mad about being in a playpen sometimes because I don't like keeping him in there. But, you know, sometimes I need to get something done. So he's not a happy camper being in that kind of stuff. He wants to crawl around, and he loves crawling around and following his brother and sister around and seeing what they're doing. And now he's pulling himself up, and it's just like, oh my gosh, it's going so quickly. And since this is my last little boy, well, my last baby in total, I just wanted to kind of enjoy that baby time and not, you know, wish it would hurry up and that he would be crawling already or walking. Anyway, so I'm holding that down to keep it glued. So it took a little while to get those to stay. So I just kind of cut that part out of me just holding it in place. So I'm using the blue flower because I don't mind using florals either on a boy layout. And the blues match perfectly, and so did the leaves. And I like that they're bringing in another shape. And so is that high. So I like adding those because of that it's not, everything's not square now. And I used a little label from the Project Life ephemera that we got. And I just pretty much use it because of the color and just to, you know, I don't mind layering with labels, and they don't have to have something written on them. So that Happy Place phrase that says "Be daring" is like a cream white, and I'm finding that it's blending in to my flower, so I do end up changing it. And of course I have to bring in some wood veneer because I just feel like it's, you know, you've got the wood grain, I need to bring in a bit more wood veneer. So I want to put something covering the star so that there's a color behind it. So I'm just going to use a little scrap piece of paper to make it a light teal blue. And I'm having so much fun with that Zig pen. I just bought it and I'm not all that happy with it. Hopefully I'll get used to it a bit more. I used the little love from the phrases from the Jelly Bean Soup. And so it has like a white stripe on it, which I really like. A Reason to Smile, that's from the exclusive ephemera. So are these arrows that I end up using. They do end up getting stuck down eventually. And I do end up bringing in another piece of wood veneer. So I'm going to paint this, and I do end up cutting out some of what I'm doing because I had to keep going back with different colors and drying it, and it's kind of annoying. I start out white, and the white that I have is a warm white, so it doesn't really change the color. I was hoping it'd be like more of a stark white. Obviously, I don't have the right color. So I'm going to end up doing it like a diagonal split of color, and the top I think ends up being teal blue, and the bottom I do kind of a lime olive green. And I'll show you kind of once it fades out. Like this is me going, oh well, I'll just paint this. I think I go quite a while showing you what I'm doing. So there's it's like a robin's egg blue is what it was called. It's just from Craftsmart. So you know, like 99 cents here in Canada. I don't know how much they cost in the States. But, so I'm just going to do a couple layers of it and these things didn't warp when I was painting them with craft paint, which is awesome. I'm really happy about that. I'm just making my own diagonal stripe. I'm not bothering with washi tape because I know what would happen even with washi tape. If I put it on there, it would tear up just because they're just paper. So I'm just creating my own diagonal. So I'm going to do a couple layers of the blue. And isn't that a pretty blue? I love that blue. One of my favorite colors to work with ever. And I'm just gonna dry it right quick. And I love using craft paint for stuff like this because it dries like almost instantly if you use a heat gun. So you can see it like barely warped. So I was like, well, I'll just do blue and white, but it's still fading in and I'm not liking that. So you can see I've grabbed that green to the side. So there, okay. So I'm just showing you what I did. And I painted half and half. And I actually did some dilutions, sprinkles of white on the Be Daring as well. So just to add in to that white. And I really like how it looks. I am super gonna use this technique again of painting them and then, you know, sprinkling stuff on it. It's not like a new technique. I'm not you know, writing a new chapter of scrapbooking here. But I really like how it turned out. I'm using some enamel dots. You can see, you didn't see it before because I think I did this off camera, but there's 3 little star wood veneers over by the big arrow that I glued in. So there's my 3 wood veneer pieces because it was bothering me that I had an even amount of wood veneer pieces. So I go in and find some more stuff. I have no clue what I did with my puffy stickers. They are on my desk somewhere or one of my kids stole them. Either one. I'm not sure. I've got enough phrases going on, so I'm not going to be bothered putting in any more phrases. And I thought I'd put around like 3 buttons. And I don't. I leave the green one and the blue one, but I take away that dark blue one. And you know what? Even in my pictures, it's gone. And when I put it in my album, I may put it back because I actually like it there now. So I grabbed the gray one because I figured that would keep with my color scheme. And I just fuss around with these forever because I want them to kind of tuck in and look organic and natural. And I end up leaving that green one there for the longest time, but I do know that I end up putting it back. Whether or not I put it back before or after I took the pictures, I don't know. But it does go back to where it originally was, above the love. And the blue one goes back, I think, to where it was. So I'm going to bring out these Heidi Swap ones as a final touch. I put that there, but I know it goes up in the top by the top arrow by the end of this. But I do leave that one there. And I haven't written the date yet because I can't find my slick writer. So even in my pictures, there's no date written. But there will be by the time I put it away. So I'm just kind of fiddling around with a few little other stickers just to kind of, have more writing. There's not enough writing on this, on this layout. Sometimes I go really overboard with the phrases and stuff like that because a lot of ephemera now, like whether or not it's the exclusives or whatever you buy, I find there's a lot of ephemera that has phrases on it. And I'm not sure if you noticed, but on the bottom, right under photo of the day, it says, "Oh, happy day." And that was another Jelly Bean placemat that I cut out the little phrase for and glued down. And I really like how that kind of mimicked the seriously up top and stuff like that. Sorry about that rustling that you probably heard. I guess one of the kids hit the other kid that came in to get the other one in trouble. Anyway, so I took care of that. I'm just going to finish up my stuff right quick. So I'm going to use the Jelly Bean Soup bean board alphas because they're navy blue and they're perfect. And I'm going to do it all in capital letters just because that way it sits all evenly together. Because if I was to use lowercase, there's a G there and a Y, and I just didn't want to deal with lowercase letters doing that. So I'm going to use... You're going to use uppercase, and they fit in perfectly. Like that away fits in perfectly. And I was going to put away he goes, but I didn't have enough room. So I thought away we go was perfect enough. It still captured what I'm kind of talking about with it. So, and it didn't take me that long to find the alphas in that big box, but yeah. So it's not too bad. These stick down really nicely. I loved the color of navy blue. I was really happy that we got them. So that's about it. I'm going to put some journaling in. You'll see that in the pictures. And yeah, that's about it. See you in the next video. Bye.